If your team already uses OpenAI, the new question is no longer just which model is better. The question is, where should that model run? Who controls access, and how well can usage be audited later? AWS reports that GPT 5.5, GPT 5.4, and Codex are now generally available in Amazon Bedrock. That turns a model announcement into a procurement, security, and architecture decision. By the end of this video, you'll have a test matrix for comparing OpenAI directly, OpenAI through Bedrock, and alternatives like Claude or Gemini. Why does this matter now? According to AWS, teams can use GPT 5.5 and GPT 5.4 in production workloads on Amazon Bedrock. Codex can run through the Codex app, the Codex CLI, and integrations for Visual Studio Code, JetBrains, and Xcode. Inference is routed through Bedrock. AWS also says pricing matches OpenAI first-party prices. Usage can be counted toward existing AWS commitments. This especially matters for companies already managing cloud spending, security, and procurement through AWS. The typical mistake now would be Bedrock is enterprise, so it is automatically better. It is not that simple. Bedrock primarily solves operational questions. Who may use the model? Which data paths are allowed? How is activity logged? How are costs allocated? How quickly can you add a new model to existing workflows? If your real problem is model quality in the product, you still need to measure it. If your problem is governance, Bedrock can become much more compelling. The test matrix starts with data and access. Check whether your organization already controls IAM, encryption, network boundaries, and audit logs through AWS. About Amazon lists IAM, VPC isolation, encryption, and CloudTrail logging as security and governance components for the OpenAI integration. If your team already uses these controls, Bedrock may reduce friction, but if you currently work directly with OpenAI in a lightweight way, Bedrock can add process steps. Second point, model comparison. Bedrock is compelling because teams can evaluate multiple model providers through one central platform. Besides OpenAI, the source also names providers such as Anthropic, Meta, Mistral, Cohere, and Amazon. In practice, that means do not build 3 demo prompts, build 10 real tasks instead. 1 data analysis, 1 coding refactor, 1 agent run using tools, 1 internal knowledge question, 1 edge case involving sensitive data, then measure response quality, latency, cost, traceability, and review effort. Third point, Codex. Coding agents are a special case because they do not only generate text, they change code, suggest tests, explain systems, and can work in development environments. When inference runs through Bedrock, the key question is not only whether Codex makes good suggestions. The question is whether your team can track which role made which request and which data was involved. It must also be clear which changes were reviewed later. Without that layer, a coding agent remains a productivity tool with unclear accountability. My practical recommendation: if you're a solo creator, a small product team, or a prototyping setup, you should probably keep starting directly with the provider. That is faster and simpler. If you're a company with AWS contracts, compliance requirements, centralized access management, and multiple models under test, OpenAI through Bedrock belongs on the shortlist. But only if you test it against direct OpenAI use and at least one alternative. The short version of the matrix is data control, access rights, logging, cost, latency, model quality, tool behavior, provider switching, and review effort. If Bedrock clearly helps in at least 4 of these categories, it is more than just a new access channel. If not, it is probably just an additional layer. Save this video so you do not forget it.